Hello, and welcome to a podcast with a new perspective on how to cope with stress with a special guest student, Destiny Vargas, and your host, Kosheri Vargas. Hi, everyone, and thank you for joining us today. I am your host, Kosheri Vargas, and we have a very special guest who is brave enough to share with us her own experience. I introduce to you our guest speaker for today, health advocate, honor student, and my daughter, Destiny Vargas. Welcome, Destiny, and I am happy you are here with us.
Thanks, Mom, for having me today.
Okay, so first of all, congratulations, Destiny, on your high school graduation. We all know high school can be stressful. So tell us a little bit about your experience with stress.
Yeah, thank you, first of all. Stress took a large impact on my life. More recently, I'd say during the pandemic, dealing with virtual school, just being further away from those around me, and also planning for my future, college, and just other future plans, careers, goals, and things like that. So much just happened at once that it was a lot to handle, to be honest. And it started with stress, and unfortunately it entered into a pretty severe and dark phase in my life. I was honestly really depressed, and it was severe depression, and it just made everything very difficult to cope with, and I had to really just take a step back from everything, unfortunately, not by choice, but by my body that was just starting to shut down.
Oh, I'm very sorry to hear that. Especially dealing with severe depression, Destiny. That must have been really difficult for you. How did your stress actually get to that?
Yeah, that's okay. I'm really grateful that I was able to reach out for that kind of help. I learned in the hard way how important it was to prioritize myself, and that's why I wanted to come out here and speak to everyone, because it shouldn't have to take severe depression. It shouldn't have to get to that point where your body has to tell you itself in one of the worst ways that it needs help. You should care for your body and for your health, and it shouldn't have to take your body going into a manic state in order for you to actually care for it the proper way, mentally and just emotionally. And I was able to get a therapist that helped me kind of to keep a schedule in taking care of myself mentally, and applying some of her suggestions, and just finding the strength within myself and within those around me, and spiritually helped me a lot.
Okay, well, that's a lot to take in, but I am actually glad that you reached out for support as well. Destiny, you mentioned the importance of taking care of your mental health and emotional needs. Now, tell us about how did you do that for yourself?
Yeah, so a lot of the things that I did for myself was basically mentally rewiring, and just mentally rewiring myself. And with that, I started with rewiring my lifestyle, the way I went about things. Uh, I really was a hardcore workaholic, and I just needed to take care of myself more. So I started to take more breaks, more time to meditate, more time to grow spiritually, uh, and just to, if I'm hungry, not to reach for the first bag of Lay's, Lay's chips, but like if I'm if I try to do the opposite of my mood in terms of my food intake. So if I'm not feeling good mentally, I try to I try to eat something that's good. So it's kind of balancing out the bad with the good. And your physical health is very much linked to your emotional health. I believe so. Um, the food you take in affects a lot the way you think, your stamina, the way you act, and that along with getting a good amount of sleep and just making sure to do things that you like, do things that'll um, advance your creativity and make you feel more confident in your own skin, not just waking up doing the same thing every day, going to sleep, doing waking up doing the same thing every day, going to sleep. It's staying in the same swing, like staying in the same schedule, staying in the same kind of momentum, getting caught up in just like your day-to-day things. And if it's the same, that if you just have a monotone schedule, then you're going to feel monotone. And if you don't take care of that, and if you don't use like your abilities, and you don't branch out and do the best that you can to really um, take yourself to the next level, and to find what you enjoy, and to see your purpose and your place in life, then it's just going to be more difficult. So exploring your creative side, venturing out, trying new things was the way I was able to go about really changing the way I thought. And I started to get more into the swing of exercising. I had a lot of gym assignments, so I would take out the time to really do those to the best of my ability. And also a YouTuber, Chloe Ting, does free workouts. She's very good. There have been a lot of people that have been able to turn their lifestyles around through her videos, um, through her workouts. Also, just making sure to uh, take care of your mental health in more of a direct approach. My way was seeing a therapist. Your way may be just talking to somebody, those who love you, those who are close to you. And yeah.
All right. Great. Sounds like helpful tips any of us can use on a daily basis. Now, Destiny, as you move on to college and you face all the challenges of adulthood, is there anything else you would do to maintain your mental health?
Most definitely. I like to keep a mindset of focusing on inner strength and making sure to do my best to prioritize my mental health. Unfortunately, I had to learn the hard way, but those listening to this podcast, and I just hope that a lot of kids, young adults, elderly, um, and adults in general don't have to learn that way, and can take it from somebody who went through it. That you don't have to get to that point in order to prioritize your mental health. I'm not saying to be like egotistical or to treat others bad or to be selfish with the way you do your things or the way you live your life. What I'm saying is to prioritize your mental health, to make sure you take care of yourself. One way to take care of yourself is by taking care of those around you, making sure that you can do your best to stay, uh, to keep a good lifestyle. That's what I wanted to do. Exercising, just getting a good amount of rest and things like that. It's just what I want to do and giving myself rewards and
Okay, that's great, Destiny, and I am happy you were able to make those changes. Now, some people say technology can harm your mental health. As part of the young generation, what are your thoughts on that?
um I believe it's definitely double-sided. Uh I believe that although technology can be used negatively, it also has a lot of benefits. It basically just depends on you as a person and the way you want to use it. There's good and bad to everything. Um, like, for example, a lot of us use it to communicate to those who are closest to us. Um, Me personally, I have a long distance relationship with my significant other. So I was able to I'm able to use technology on a daily basis in order to be able to connect with him and to be closer to him. So it's honestly benefited me a lot. I met my therapist. I never met my therapist in person. Our entire relationship, which like now I'm very comfortable with her, and her and I are very cool, and it's been all through technology. A lot of my more of middle school, no, I'd say yeah, a lot more of my middle school, high school, and college experience has been solely based on technology. So, with that being said, I think it's all about the way you go about what you want to do when you use the things around you.
Very true. And I sure hope our teen audience hearing us today will keep in mind your helpful tips on technology to benefit from its use. Now, Destiny, considering your future career plans as a science educator and personal experiences, how do you plan to help your future students as a teacher to avoid them feeling overly stressed?
Um, Stress is something that everybody's gonna have, and with that being said, um, in terms of my students having stress, I would honestly just tell them to take it easy, not like to slack off, but to work hard and to be able to manage their time. And a lot of that stuff takes time in general to get better at. I wouldn't say to be too hard on yourself, but I would also say to, be nice to yourself and to always grow and to use your abilities and your strengths to the best of your ability. And just to always make sure to work hard and to use the things around you to grow as a person. And yeah, I mean, those are just the things that I want to do to be able to improve my classroom.
All right, great advice and best wishes to you in your college journey and future goals. Now, finally, our last question for this podcast. What would you say to those who don't believe in mental math or struggle to take care of themselves, aka workaholics?
I would say to look into it. Don't learn from experience. Um, Sometimes learning from experience can be the best, but definitely not in this scenario. It shouldn't take you having a panic attack or you going to the hospital for you to learn to take care of yourself. Trust those who have been through it. Trust those who have had negative experiences. Uh, and with that being said, you can just learn to better your mental health and better your lifestyle through those around you.
Okay, there you have it. Our young survivor and role model for all those struggling out there with a powerful message of never giving up. Thank you very much for joining us today, and don't forget to tune in for next week's podcast topic on how to deal with stress by singing and dancing. Sing it with me, Destiny. I will survive. Oh, as long as I know how to love, I know I stay alive. I've got all my life to live, and I've got all my love to give. I'll survive. I will survive.